In today's video, we're taking a look at how to install the Masterbuilt slow and cold smoker accessory attachment, easy and simple. They're so easy, anyone could do everything that we use on the video. We're gonna leave a link on the description. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. That does help us out a lot. Thank you. So you woke up today and smoking is in your mind. And no, not that smoking. You notice that you have to refill your smoker every 20 to 30 minutes. Don't worry. Here at the StatUpBox team, we've got your back. A few miles away, but a back is a back. Not having to refill the wood chips on your electric smoker tray every 20 to 30 minutes. And this is solved by having a bigger container to store the wood chips for action. And in our testing, you can easily get 4 to 6 hours without the need to add more wood chips. And the second pro is the ability to be able to cold smoke, because now you don't have to turn on the electric smoker, which would heat up your product, but now you can have this attachment produce the smoke without the direct heat. And the first thing that you get in the box is barbecue paper. I mean the owner's manual. Next, we get the ashtray, and this is where as the name implies, where your ashes are gonna finish off after burning. And as you can see, the ashtray goes at the right side at the bottom of the slow smoker body. And if you notice on the ashtray, the handle is already pre-installed, but if we take a look at the slow smoker lid, the lid handle is not installed. And that is something that we're going to install next. If we take a look at the inside of the slow smoker body, we'll notice two heating elements, which are the ones that are going to heat the wood chips. And next on the box, we get the lid handle. It is made of a plastic rubbery consistency material. And as you can see on the right side of the lid, we do have the two entry holes for the screws that are already pre-installed on our handle. We're going to have to remove them from the handle first. And in this particular case, they are Phillips screws. And we always want to remember the ancient technique passed down generation to generation of lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Once we remove the screws, we want to make sure that the handle is on the outside part and the screws on the inside, having the opening on the handle facing down and the flat part to the top. And remember, once you feel it tight, that's good enough. Remember, with inflation, materials are not what they used to. You don't want to damage the threads and have the screws go on a eternal bike ride to nowhere. Once we install the handles, we can look at the next thing we get in the box, and that is the stabilizing legs, which are optional. And these are installed right at the bottom of our attachment. You would just thread them in, and as you can see, each screw leg has a nut for further attachment. The more you thread it in, the shorter the legs will be. Once you have your desired length, you want to use the nut to tighten down the exact position you want. In our case, our Masterbuilt electric smoker attachment will hang off from the side because our electric smoker has the leg attachment, which raises it from the floor. So in this case, it won't be necessary, but we like installing it because if in any day you want to do any maintenance, you already have the feet installed if you want to place the attachment anywhere on the side until you finish your maintenance cleanup. And as you can see, we have 4 legs. And now that we have our legs installed, the next thing that we get in the box is the chip tube body, the chip tube cap, and the chip tube screen, which would help hold the chips inside the tube. And this is easily installed on the chip tube body at the bottom. You'll notice on the frame of the screen, it's not going to have a sidewall, so you can easily slide it in the chip tube body opening at the bottom. And before we get to the next part on the box, if we look at the attachment side, we'll notice a mounting tube which has 2 holes that are going to be needed for our next part, and that is our mounting hook. As you can see, our mounting hook already has a butterfly nut installed. We want to go ahead and remove that to make installation a lot easier. Remember the ancient technique passed down generation to generation of lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. And always remember to use both arms for an even pump. So we want to insert our hook from the outside on the screw hole, which is closer to the back of the attachment where the cord comes out to, having the threads on the inside of the attachment and the actual hook on the outside of the attachment. Once inserted, what we want to do now is thread in our butterfly nuts just a few times. We want it to be long enough to hook on to our electric smoker, so that's why we don't want to over thread it. As you can see, our hook is on the outside. We want it to also point down, and now that has finished every part that we have in the box. We can start getting our electric smoker ready for the insert. I mean for the PG-13 installation. If we notice on the right side of our electric smoker, we're gonna see our chip loading tube, and what we want to do is go ahead and remove that. Usually a twist and pull out method, usually not the most efficient for populating, wrong video. We are highly confident that our video editor removed that part from the video. And now comes the most important part of the whole video. We want to insert our attachment on the electric smoker, making sure that the hook is pointing down, and once inserted goes inside the electric smoker, therefore creating little smoker babies. Wrong video again. And this is the part of the video when having a Watson for an extra hand goes a long way. Someone holding the attachment like your knee, meanwhile you make sure that the hook is grabbing the inner walls of the electric smoker as you tighten the butterfly nut, remembering the ancient rule passed down generation to generation of lefty loosey, righty tighty. And remember, you want to maintain the hook facing the correct direction. So pulling the hook towards you a little bit as you tighten, meanwhile you feel it, hold on to the internals of the electric smoker is the way to go. Don't worry, grasshopper, you got this. And once you're fully confident that the hook has held and it is tightened, you can now step back and admire your handiwork. You can always gently move your attachment just to make sure that it is tightly in there and that it is not going anywhere. If you feel it a little bit loose, remember you can always tighten a little bit more. And now you've done it. You're ready for the smoking part. Yes, for the smoking part. In this particular case, for the test, we're going to choose cherry wood chips. And remember, in the particular chips you want to smoke is up to you. You are the king, queen, both or none of your castle. Just a pro tip, to keep the kingdom, the less people know, the better. So now basically we're going to remove the lid from our chip tube body, and as that rhymes, we want to go ahead and fill it to the top. We want to leave a little space for the cap to go in. And as you can see, the weight of the wood chips does push the screen a little bit down, creating that little cushion type spring action. As the bottom ones burn and become to ash, gives enough space for the new ones to come in. We want to do our second insertion, which is now the tube body inside the attachment. And this is how little wood chips are made. Once inserted, you want to make sure you close the lid. And that is a pro tip. Now we're ready to turn on our attachment, and we should be able to see smoke at any time. And the pro tip, after using the attachment for a few weeks, we haven't had any issues with the chips falling all the way down. You can always shake the chip tube to help the chips settle down to the bottom where they will get burned. Now I get why they don't want to go down there. This should do the trick. And now you've done it. You become a master smoker of your block that now can lay down with a sparkly gold liquid bubbly sparkling water. Don't forget, if you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. That really helps. If you have any questions, place them in the comment section below. Either someone on the StatUpBox team or someone on the YouTube community can help you out with an answer. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on social media. Thank you for watching, and here's a link to our latest video.